Check, check. Welcome, welcome, tubers and twitchers, to another episode this evening of Flight Simulator 2020. We're going to hold off on 2024 for a while until everything gets fixed. So we'll be flying tonight the Phoenix A320. And the flight path will be from Portland, Oregon to Seattle. KPDX to KSEA. I should probably put the camera over here. Yeah, maybe a little better. You can see some stuff in the background there. See the Beatles and my mic and my dog. Some other stuff. Hey, anyway, here we are. Albie Simmer on Twitch. Alblock7267 on YouTube. And let's start jumping in here. We're going to do cold and dark. Okay, so for those of you new to us on Twitch, we're going to do cold and dark setup today. I always start with GPU attached, ground power unit. And let's jump on in and see what we got going. Hopefully we don't have any crash and burns tonight. See if we can capture a screen. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to depart from KPDX. Should be about an hour to an hour and a half flight. And we're going to do it at night. Today Seattle was pretty socked in and the arrival was pretty shitty, so we're going to try to see if we can get that to fix tonight. We're going to be using SimBrief and Navigraph charts. So we'll have live Jepson charts. We don't want to start off on 10R. We want to be near 10L. So let's go ahead and find a spot here. Close to 10L. D14 looks good. Make a note, D14. Alright, so we're going to see a little bit better realism tonight. 2020 is proving itself to be far superior to what's going on with 2024. The scuttlebutt and all of the talk about 2024 amongst the simmers is pretty negative. I like it for a couple of things. I like it for some of the graphic realism, but you know, when you get close to the ground, the buildings have that post-apocalyptic blocky melting look, and that doesn't work for me. So here we are, KSEA. Boy, this is real-time, real weather, so that's okay. That sun had just gone down. I guess that's pretty close. Yeah, it's 6:30 in the Pacific, so here we go. Cold and dark. We're not going to use the checklist tonight. But we are on the GPU, so let's get everything fired up. I've already sent the SimBrief plan over. So here it is, KPDX to KSEA. And we'll put that on both of the EFB pads. And I'll talk our way through this Yeah, it's a little dark in my studio. I get it. Alright, looking good there. Well, let's go ahead and get things up and running first. Excuse me. Yes, I am coming back from a little bit of a cold. That's what we just did there, was we hit battery 1, battery 2, and external power. So battery 1 first, battery 2, external power. In that order. Then I came down here and I turned on the lights. Here's the light switch right there. We can go bright, dim, or off. Next online, let's put the EDI-RS, the add years on in the order of 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2. Crew oxygen on, and we'll turn on the beacon so that the ground crew knows that we're on board. And there you can see the beacon. And yeah, things are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get the jetway toggled over. My dog keeps on throwing a golf ball at me. Where was I? Toggle the jetway. Left door open. Toggle jetway. Pretty dark at Portland Airport. Well, I guess I won't be using that golf ball anymore. Once again, welcome, like, share, follow, whatever you have to do. If you're joining us, I can see the chat. Please chat. We also do helicopter tours in 2024, so if at any point during the streams you want me to continue the stream with a helicopter tour, we can do that. So pick a location and destination. We'll fly out with a Bell helicopter and tour your specific request. Haven't had any requests yet, but that would actually be kind of cool. Alright, so here we go. Toggle the jetway. GPU is attached. Left front door is open. We're ready for boarding. So let's go outside for a moment though and take a look at the GPU. So there it is, and it is attached. You can barely see it in the dark, but it's on there. And you can see that we're looking pretty good in terms of the realism factor tonight. Let's go ahead and start loading on board. And we'll give it the, hell, just for the sake of time, we'll give it the instant board. The aircraft is now loaded. It's going to be loaded per the flight plan submitted by SimBrief that I submitted earlier. Now we'll send this successfully over to the MCDU. And we'll come on over here, make sure we got the load sheet. So again, ATSU, AOC, receive messages. Here's a load sheet, and we'll check that later. So when you're starting out, MCDU menu, ATSU. Let's just accept that in return for now. AOC menu, flight init, init data request. This is the natural order, or the prescribed order, I should say. You wait, and now we can see on the flight initialization, there's our flight number, American Airlines 4409, departing KPDX Portland, destination KSEA Seattle, Tacoma. That's the alternate I don't know what ETE is, 29, like 29 minutes, I don't know. It can't be a 29-minute flight. If it is, that's pretty cool, we'll see. We'll find that out in a minute. All right, so now this is complete. Now we go back to AOC, so follow the order AOC. I'll go nice and slow. Init button. This is the initialization screen. Now we're going to request the flight plan. Init request. And here we go. KPDX, KEACA. You could fill this stuff out manually if you wanted to, but no need to. Let's fill in the flight number. That's my standard flight number. CI cost index can be found on your SIMBRI flight plan. Tonight the CI is 15. And we'll be cruising at 20,000. And hopefully that the system recognizes that, because it didn't on the last flight. I may have to take a break and grab some lemonade here in a few minutes. So now, next step will be IRS initialization. This is our current position in the airport. And you should check this on charts if you wanted to check it on charts. You would come here, go to charts. Portland. Ground charts. Parking gates and coordinates. Little audio issue there. And I think we're in the D terminal. D17, I think it was. I think it's D14. So D14, 45, 35, 5. 122.35.8, and that's correct. Again, I'll show you that again. On the EFB, you can take this pen and hit it like this. We're at gate D14. That's the coordinate. 45, 35, 5, 122.35.8. 45, 35, 5, 122, 35, 8. Hit align on reference. But that's how you find your coordinates in the airport. So now this is aligned in the system. GPS knows exactly where we are. Confirm, align. And now we'll be able to see our flight path in the primary flight display. Return. So we did initialization here. Next step will be wind, and this may be out of the order of some of the other simmers. This is the order that I found and I like, and there's actually a couple of spots in here that were gleaned from an actual A320 pilot. So wind request for the climb. Alright, that's our wind on the climb. Go to the next phase, and the descent, wind request. Now it'll ask us to initialize that, insert it. So we got the numbers, now let's insert it, and it's going to put us into the flight plan. And here we go. A couple of things about the flight plan. If you haven't seen this before, this is not really filled in yet, because we haven't entered the airport information. What we're going to do now is go up to the glare shield, and we're going to hit constraints. So this will show our constraints on the flight plan. We know that we're going to be taking off. We're going to go for 20,000. Our initial climb, I think, will go out to 10. And I'll show you how to set that in a minute. Let's open the door. I believe we're all boarded already. I like to put the armrests up. And I turn the PA on right here. So with the Phoenix Flight Simulator, you will hear the ground crew. We did do an instant board, so everybody's on board already. Imaginary. We have 100 passengers. Good time we're on the pedestal, we can set up the traffic warning. And now we're going to find out for sure if ATC is going to give us the same runways. So let's take a look. Let's contact ATC, tune in Portland clearance, and we want to depart for the north.
Portland ground ALB 5510 with Alpha request taxi for takeoff north departure.
We're looking for 10R.
ALB 5510 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 10 left via taxiway Tango Kilo Kilo 1.
That's correct. We are taking 10 left.
When ready.
Acknowledge.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 10 left using taxiway Tango Kilo Kilo 1 ALB 5510.
Okay, out of that one, I just clicked departure. So departure airport KPDX, click on that. Soft key, departure again. We're looking for 10 left, there it is. 10 left now we know from the flight plan. Kuga, which doesn't show on here. So we're just going to go ahead and insert because we don't have our transition point. And we'll just insert that. There's Kuga, it does it automatically.
Airbus, November 1953 Delta requesting pushback. Airbus, November 1953 Delta pushback request accepted.
Waiting for ATC to finish. Now we'll go to K Seattle for the arrival. And I think I picked 34 right, which was the runway I had a problem with earlier today. We're trying to figure out what happened. 34 right. Hawks 8. Hawks 8 would be our arrival. And Krieg would be our transition. So all of this stuff is on your flight plan. Insert. Now let's see if we can clear the discontinuity. So if we look at the flight plan right now.
Portland ground Airbus, November 1953 Delta requesting the end of pushback.
In order to see the flight plan actually
Airbus, November
on
1953 Delta request
the
to end
PFD,
pushback received.
we have to switch this over to plan. And you can see here
Portland ground Airbus, November
we're zoomed out to 20 miles.
with Alpha request taxi to the active departure.
And we don't see anything on the plan yet.
Airbus, November 1953 Delta taxi 2.
Let's go ahead and scroll down. You scroll down by hitting up, by the way.
Tango Mike, cross runway 21 Mike Bravo Bravo 1.
You can see there's a big blank spot in there.
118.7 when ready.
So Cougars is our first transition, but since there's a big empty spot there, we're not seeing the transition line here. We're not seeing the flight path.
Taxi 2
So
and
we need
hold
to
short
just
runway
get rid of that
10 right,
discontinuity.
using
So
taxiway
let's go
Tango
back
Mike,
up.
cross runway
Up is with
21
down.
Bravo, Bravo, 1 Airbus
And we're going to
53
try to go clear that disco by itself first. So clear out anything that's on the scratch pad here by hitting clear. And put clear in. When you see clear, then you can go to the line and click on it. And it's going to allow us to do that. So let's do temporary insert. And we're good to go. So we remove the disco now. We should be able to see the actual transition line here. Flight path. So we're going to be taking off in an easterly direction, making a big turn and going north. Now we can follow the flight plan by hitting the up arrow. And we can see our waypoints, Krieg. Next one will be Hawks. And so forth. Line, foot, goals. There's goals. This may be a pretty quick flight. Kalus. And the flight continues. You can see the constraints here. 6,000 feet, 230 knots. Looks like we're going to be up and down pretty quick. Then we have Buck and then Seattle 34 right. Okay, good. And that's how you do it. So now our flight plan is in, the discos are removed. Alright, following the process, we've got our flight plan entered. We're going to shoot for straight to Cougar. And how you do this is you go to the shape of a top hat. You have a flight plan, RadNav, progress, performance, fuel plans, secondary flight plan. So it's up, right, down, right. So it's the shape of a top hat. Or an upside down U with legs. So our next indication here is going to be RadNav, and this is the ILS frequency here at Portland. We can skip that, progress. Now we want to put in here KSEA. That goes right here. That'll show us that 351 degrees, distance 112 miles. This is going to be about a half an hour flight. And that's it for the pre-flight. Performance is next. To get performance, you go to your EFB pad, so right to here. To the drop down, this is the performance tab. We're going to be using 10 left. Conditions are dry as far as I know. Doesn't look like any rain. Semi-clear night. Flap should be configured to 1+. Sync the load sheet, which we sent over previously. Synchronize the weather. So we have 30.47 on the altimeter, which we can set. We want all three of these things here in a minute. Well, let's go and do that right now. .47. So we do the captain side and the first officer side, and then we come down to the backup display. So 3 spots. So we have 30.47 set. Notice we have flight director is already on. VOR switch to the right on both sides. We're not going to be using VOR, but it doesn't hurt to have it on. Since we're going to be using the arc setup on the pilot side, we'll turn on terrain. Does not work on plan. Terrain only works on arc. I think it works on nav as well. Let's see. Yep, works on nav as well. There's VOR. Works on VOR. Well, we're going to be using arc. Okay. We're going to do this by the book. So now we have takeoff specs ready to go here. Let's go over to the EFB pad again. And we want to pick the runway length as full. So view intersection data, full length, 9,825. Now we're going to calculate and send this to the MCDU. What is the MCDU? It's the same thing as the FCU. It's a flight computer. And we just sent our takeoff specs to the flight computer. So takeoff speed will be 136. And there it is. Jumping around, sorry. So takeoff speed gets entered here. Now let's go ahead and go to the next phase. Climb to 10,000. Next phase. Cruise. Final phase. Descent. And then next phase would be approach. Now let's gather this information and I'll show you where to find that. In the EFB pad. This is the arrival runway. Fast way to get the specs, current specs for the approach would be to refresh the METAR and apply it. And this is what we're looking for right here. You can see them right here. So 30.52 is the altimeter. And there it is. 5 degrees centigrade. This is showing 6. And the runway wind speed 10 at 6. So 6 miles an hour at 10 degrees. So 10 at 6, 5, and 30.52. 30.52 is the QNH. 6 is the temperature. And what was it, 10 at 6? 10 at 6 for the wind. So it's 10 slash, this slash, not this one. 6 for the wind. Now we want to know the minimums, which is the barrel. So we'll go back over to the EFB pad. This is our issue before. So we're going to go to the charts. We're going to go to Seattle arrival. Approach. 36 right. Sorry, 34 right. ILS 34 right. Looks like it's already selected. Click on it. And here's our critical information. ILS frequency 110.3, which can also be found here. For the localizer, we can validate our approach path, and the entry point to the ILS will be at 2,200 feet. So last time I flew this route, I inserted 2,200 feet as the approach height for ILS entry, and it did not take me automatically down. So there may have been an issue with ILS. We know that this runway ILS decision height is going to be 572 feet. So this is our decision height. Straight in landing. So we're going to put 572 in. I'm going to leave this up on the screen. .572 goes in barrow. That's our decision height. And we know that 2,200 is the ILS entry. That looks good. Landing configuration will be full. Not sure why it does that. I guess if you click on full, that's the one that shows up. Okay, yeah, so we're going to be on full. Alright, that's it for performance. Fuel prediction. Now we can go back over here. Actually, we can go back over here and resend the load sheet. So we'll come back here to weights and balance, mass and balance, and we'll resend the load sheet. And we'll go to receive messages, and there's the new load sheet. So this should match 118.0 for zero fuel weight. There it is, 118.0, 118.0. This is zero fuel weight center of gravity, 32.7. That's going to be on the next page. And there it is, 32.7. ZFW center of gravity. And fuel on board, 10.1. And here's fuel in tanks, 10.1. We can accept this. And now the fuel prediction page is complete. Secondary flight plan, we're just going to copy the active. And we're done with that. Back to flight plan here. Hit return there. And ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go. Okay, so the plane has already been boarded. Let's have a look at that. How do we know? Well, there it is. You can even go to each one of these spots, click on it, and see who the customer is. Denial Lail. Status blue, class economy. This is also economy. Windy Hoffarth. Well, that's how you tell if you're boarded. Here's our fuel and tanks. Max ZFW. all right here. Everything that we sent over to the MCDU. So we're good to go there. And we are ready to proceed now. So let's go back up. We need the runway heading. So runway heading for Seattle, or for Portland. Ground charts. Airport info. And we're looking for 10 left. Here's 10 left. Let's highlight this stuff. That's pretty hard to read. .103. There's our runway length, and the heading is 103 on the runway. So we're going to set the heading bug to 103. And the speed did not take itself right there. I think we know the speed though. If we go back, we can find the speed. I don't know why it didn't take. 136. And we'll check our transition altitude. Let's go back and check our transition altitude. Oops, too far the other way. APDX departure from Uga. Interesting, it's not giving it to us. Well, let's go back here for a sec. Cougar Creek's Hawks. Trees to the right of center line. These are just obstacles. It's not giving me the information I'm looking for. Let's have a look at our, yeah, this is screwy. Looking for Cougar, Krieg, and Hawks. Cougar, Krieg, and Hawks. We know we're going to be taking off this way, not that way. Very interesting. No takeoff information for this flight plans. Okay, so we don't know what our obstacles are, so I'm going to leave that set the way I had it set at 10,000. While we're at it, let's take a look at our altitudes here on the flight plan. 12,000, 10,000. That's interesting too. Okay, we have issues. We have issues. This is showing a maximum of 12,000 feet. So we have a screwy flight plan. Let's go back over here. And let's go to performance. Climb to 12,000. Cruise. Top of descent. And I'm going to leave our system set at 12. Okay, I'm not sure what's going to happen. We're going to try it. I've never seen that happen before. So apparently from Portland to Seattle, it's a pretty screwy flight plan. Alright, let's switch this now to flight controls. And we're almost ready to get things going here. We're doing this the long instructional way. Let's go back here to KPDX. Well, I hope it works out. Fuel cells on. Let's get ready to contact ATC. Start firing things up. So APU master switch, APU bleed, wait about 5 seconds, hit the start button. I like to drop the manual compass on the way down. Let's set this to APU. Flaps are open. When it reaches 100%, we can then disconnect the GPU. So alternative power unit. Powering up. It's Cheech, my dog. Cold and dark, Phoenix A320. From KPDX to KSEA, flaps are now open, showing 93% available. Now, it'll turn off the auxiliary power by itself, the GPU, but we can do it. External power off. Now we can release that in EFB. So here to ground services. GPU has already been disconnected. So we can see the GPU is disconnected, and we can toggle the jetway. The door's already closed, so let's toggle the jetway. And we're about ready to get pushback, so let's go ahead and start that process. Let's request pushback.
Portland ground ALB 5510 requesting pushback.
ALB 5510 pushback request accepted.
Park brakes off. Pretty dark in this terminal. Now we can start to fire things up. So this switch here, engine start. Switch to the right. And we can start engine 2 first.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
Which is already done here. I'm sorry, I take that back, it's not done. Now it is. We have pushback. We want to push back to the right.
Portland ground ALB 5510 requesting pushback tug
Should be to
steer
the side of the
aircraft
right
to the
wing.
right.
We want nose left.
ALB 5510, your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Tail right.
Portland ground ALB 5510 requesting the end of pushback.
ALB 5510 request to end
And
pushback
the
received.
nearest usable exit may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an
Alright, let's get the
emergency,
lights fired
leave
up.
all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released as shown. Seatbelt signs are on. We recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
We're going to light her up like a Christmas
Air
tree.
supply fails. Masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask to put the mask
All
over
looking
your
good
nose
there.
and mouth.
Fire up engine 2, engine
Hold
1.
the mask in place. with
Brakes
the strap.
on.
Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your
Park
own
brakes
mask
are engaged.
before helping others. If we land on water, take a look
Pushback tug is gone.
and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together.
We can set
Pull
the
the strap to
auto
adjust.
brakes to max.
Do not inflate the life jacket inside the
Don't have to put the fan on,
When
but you
outside,
could.
inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it
There's
fails
the
to
growl of engine
inflate
1
or
coming
needs
online.
topping up, blow into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with
And
your tray
that's
table must now be stowed, armrest down, window
showing,
blinds open,
I don't know what the
seatbelt
clunk was.
fastened. Further information
Alright, we're
regarding your
all
safety
good there.
on board can be found in the
Now that
in-flight
we're away
magazine.
from everything, we can take a
hope
look
you
at the
have
flight
great flight.
controls. Let's look at the control surfaces. So right here to flight control. And you should be able to move your stick now left, right,
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be dimming the lights.
elevators
Turn on a reading light
up and down,
using the controls above your head
and rudder,
or
tail
in
rudder,
your
left and
armrest.
right. All good. You can look at it outside too if you wanted to. As well as the spoiler. Here's the spoiler coming up. Alright, all control surfaces are functioning. And folks, we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board your flight tonight, ALB 4409 from Portland, KPDX, for about a half an hour flight to KSEA Seattle Tacoma. Weather is foggy up there, partially cloudy and clear down here. We're cruising at about between 12 and 20,000 feet. Enjoy your flight. Flap set. Arm speed brake. Turn off master switch and APU bleed. The only thing we need to do now is put this to take off when we get to the runway. Throttle up. Park brake released. We can look at it from outside. I think we're fairly close to 10 left. Okay folks, again, welcome again to Flight Simulator 2020, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are avoiding the use of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 until the glitches have been worked out, and there's a lot of bugs. It's broken severely. So we're going to go to old reliable 2020, which functions very smoothly, very realistically. I don't have this thing completely optimized, but you can see it's pretty good. Here we are, hold short at 10L.
Portland Tower ALB 5510 ready for departure to the north at runway 10 left.
ALB 5510, wind 105 at Niner. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 10 left ALB 5510.
10 left ALB 5510. Interesting. Should be 4409. Well, that was a sloppy taxi on. Let's hit the takeoff button on the lights. And we're going to set our throttle to flex. Release the brake. That shouldn't have happened.
Tower ALB 5510, continue for north departure.
ALB 5510, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Portland Tower ALB 5510, frequency change. Portland approach ALB 5510 is
Okay,
type
there's
Airbus
definitely
at
something
322
wrong.
miles east of Portland,
Flaps up,
1,500
flaps
feet.
up.
Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
ALB 5510.
Throttle is stuck.
Approach. Squawk 4 tree 44.
Squawk 4
something
tree
wrong,
44
something definitely
ALB
wrong.
5510.
ALB 5510, radar contact 3 miles east of Portland, 2,300 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie
That
airspace
was
ALB
interesting.
5510.
Okay, throttle got stuck. I don't know why. And it took off prematurely. Not a good sign. Okay, so we had a Phoenix glitch right there at the takeoff.
ALB 5510, you are leaving my airspace radar service. Terminated squawk
Ladies and gentlemen,
1200.
please keep your seatbelt
Frequency
fastened
change
whilst the
approved.
seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt
Squawk
fastened
1200. Frequency
Toilets are
change
located
approved
in
ALB
each cabin.
5510.
Check our speeds.
Remember that smoking is not
Portland
permitted
approach
at
ALB
any time.
5510 is type Airbus at 322 miles north
Speed
of
showing
Whiskey Alpha
250,
816,900
Max
feet.
at 280.
Request flight following.
To choose from our fresh selection
ALB
of today.
5510, Portland
Full
approach.
details can be found in the
Squawk
read brochure.
2206.
So we are at
Purchase
250.
a selection of beverages,
Flaps are in.
drinks,
Squawk
Gears
2206
up.
ALB 5510.
ALB 5510, radar contact 2 miles west of Whiskey 569,700 feet. 50.
Roger ALB 5510.
Folks, that was a screwy takeoff.
77 right, contact Seattle Center on 125.8.
Let's see how high she goes.
ALB 5510, contact Seattle Center on 124.
Alright, it's gonna go to 20.
Good day.
124.2 ALB 5510. Goodbye. Seattle Center ALB 5510 11,900 feet.
ALB 5510, Seattle Center altimeter 30.50 radar contact continue. Generic 876, contact Seattle Center on 126.6. Good day. Going to 126.6, generic 876.
Okay, so that was a rough takeoff. Almost a stall and crash. And the throttle got stuck for some reason. And I was able to recover. So we're going to climb to 20,000. Let's follow the flight plan here. Stop a climb. $94 miles, it's gonna be a quick flight. Top of descent in 37 miles. Okay, we gotta get ready. air there. $2,200 is our ILS entry point. We're going to use that for now. That's kind of ghosty looking. Ay, ay, ay. Something wrong with the throttle. That was an overspeed warning. Now we're over our altitude. Or drag. Ah, what now? My God. More drag. I got the speed brakes extended. We should be at 0.59 by Puga. Krieg is coming up, so 0.59. They're definitely too fast. Let's override. Coming up on top of descent pretty quick here.
124.35 generic 54
I'm going to
Mike.
jump on it now.
Goodbye.
That's not responding.
Seattle Center generic November 8254, like 13,000 feet.
Glitches with the Phoenix tonight, folks. Glitches with the Phoenix. Exciting. This is going to make landing in Seattle that much more difficult. We're definitely having throttle issues. Way too much energy.
ALB 5510. Goodbye. Seattle Center ALB 5510 flight level 205.
ALB 5510, Seattle Center radar contact, continue. Seattle Center generic bill number 62850, 12,000 feet. Generic bill number 62850, Seattle Center altimeter 30.51 radar contact.
No response on that.
Generic 4-tree mic, contact Seattle approach on 121.1. Good day.
I don't like when the speed shows in Mach either.
121.1 generic 4-tree mic. Goodbye.
Alright, we got speed pretty much under control now.
You are 500 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 12,000 feet, altimeter 30.51.
Speed under control.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet, generic 850.
Pause is our next spot. And we should be at 14,000 for Hawes, so we are high. We are high. $43 miles to get the thing down. Speed brake's still out. I don't know why I have such a hard time with Seattle. We're at 15,000 now. Going up on Hawes. We just passed Hawes. Now Leedy should be at 13. I'm going to bring the speed way down. We should be at 13, and we're not. I'm going to give it some flaps. We're doing an awful lot of manual adjustment on this flight. I wouldn't have time for any chat anyway. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put ILS on. Next waypoint is goals. We need to be at 9,000 by goals. We may make that waypoint.
ALB 5510 contact Seattle approach on 120.1. Good day.
Co-pilot, answer that, will you?
120.1 ALB 5510. Goodbye. Seattle approach ALB 5510 11,700 feet.
ALB 5510 Seattle approach altimeter 30.49er radar contact continue. Seattle approach generic November tree 0640 1,600 feet. Generic November tree 0640 Seattle approach altimeter 30.49er radar contact continue.
Okay, goals. Be 9,400. We may make that. Little adjustment there.
ALB 5510 contact Seattle approach on 126.5. Good day.
126.5 ALB 5510. Goodbye. Seattle approach ALB 5510 8,900 feet.
ALB 5510 Seattle approach altimeter 30.49er radar contact continue.
Yeah, this
Seattle
throttle is doing
approach
all
ALB
kinds of weird shit
5510.
tonight.
Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
ALB 5510
It's trying to take me back up to
Seattle
250
approach.
now.
Clear through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo
Should be
airspace
230.
ALB 5510.
Alright, so Sonder should be 6,000 in 4 miles. Speed is correct. I'm going to give this to 1,800 just to be safe. 2,200 is the entry point. I guess we go to 19. 2,000 should actually be good. I don't know why it wouldn't. Let's see if it goes in. See if it takes it all the way in. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be overcast, so we're going to need ILS. ILS is set. I don't see the ILS indicator. The bugs, the magenta bugs come up on the PFD. Then no, we have a problem with ILS on runway 34 right. So there's a problem with it this afternoon. Okay, currently we are looking for 6,000 on Sonder. Clues should be 4,000 in 4 miles. I think we'll make that one okay. This has been a pretty exciting flight for all you new Twitchers and tubers. Lots of throttle issues. I don't know what's going on with Seattle and Pacific Northwest. Should be too much liberal bullshit up there.
ALB 55
Many frickin' liberals up there.
contact Seattle approach on 123.85.
tree decimal 85 ALB 5510. Goodbye. Seattle approach
Cabin crew
ALB
must now be seated for
5510
landing.
4,300 feet.
ALB 5510 Seattle, approach altimeter tree 0, decimal 52 radar contact, continue.
For 14 miles, we're going gear down. And we're going to go full flaps. Let's take it to 2 for now. Come on, baby. "12 miles in. Flaps 3. Speed brake off. Thrust is set to auto. Should be at 2200 by buck. So we are a little high. Full flaps. To get down to 2200. It's gotta happen now.
2,500.
Let's go to approach mode. As you can see, we're going to be flying into some pretty heavy overcast condition here. And we're right on the bubble. Full flaps. ILS captured. As you can tell by the magentas, we're right on the mark. A little bit to the right, laterally. "7 miles. We should be 1,000 feet at 4 miles. We are on the glide slope. Get down. This was the problem last time.
ALB 5510 contact Seattle approach on 125.9er. Good day.
I gotta trust the instruments. It looks like it's doing it what it's
125.9er
supposed to
ALB
do.
5510.
Last time we overflew
Goodbye.
the runway.
Seattle approach ALB 5510 1,800 feet.
ALB 5510, Seattle approach altimeter 30.52 radar contact, continue.
And we are high. We're high and we're crab walking it.
1,000.
Alright, 4 miles, 1,000. I should take it in manually from here, but I want to see if the auto works all the way, since it failed this afternoon. Okay, if anybody's out there chatting on Twitch or YouTube, sorry I'm not watching, because this has been a pretty eventful flight. I would just reach minimums.
Minimum.
One white, 3 red.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Reverse. That's annoying as fuck. Yeah, throttles are definitely screwing up tonight. And the reversers are on. They shouldn't be.
Used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
Contact ATC.
Seattle ground ALB 5510 taxi to the gate.
Well, we made it.
ALB 5510.
Pretty eventful, though.
Charlie 17 using taxiway, Mike Bravo.
Taxiing to gate Charlie 17
Lots
using
of failures
taxiway
thrown
Mike
at me.
Bravo ALB 5510.
Taxi on, Wayne. Okay, Phoenix A320, Portland to Seattle. Flight time a little bit more than a half an hour. Seems like all of the flight plan routes up there are pretty screwy. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, we pulled it off. Another weird turn into the gate. C-17. And you can see we line up with this center screw on the glare shield right there. We have a Marshall. Yeah. I'm on the line, but he's signaling me right. That gate is going to hit the plane. Let's take a look at that. Wow, that's close. Freaking Seattle, freaking Portland, oh my God. What a joke. Okay, let's go here. Let's get a GPU first. Toggle the jetway, open the left door. Chocks and cones are set. Now we can shut everything down. That didn't happen like I wanted it to either. Fuel tanks off, adders off, lights off. Customers can disembark now. E-board, yes. Let's see if it actually does it. Sometimes it doesn't do it. Give it a couple of minutes and continue shutdown. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Okay, well, we're good. All right, external power off. Folks, this concludes our flight from Portland to Seattle. If you're on watching, I appreciate you being there. It doesn't look like there was a whole lot of viewers tonight, so everybody got to miss all the excitement of that flight. Holy crap. Holy crap. That was something else. I think we got credit for that flight, though, so let's take a look in the profile. But anyways, 2020 is functioning a lot smoother than 2024, no doubt. No doubt about it. Twitch. Twitch sucks on the iPad. can't get this guy off of my screen. God, how do I get him off? Get out of there. Oh. Twitch is definitely feeding. Nobody on chat. I wasn't able to monitor chat tonight, but that's okay. Nobody was on it. This is my third Twitch stream. Let's go back over here and take a look. Profile, my logbook. Let's have a look at our flight today. We have 2 today to Seattle. We have 1 from Santa Ana to Seattle. 1 from Portland to Seattle. Total time of flight 27 minutes. The one today this afternoon was 2 hours and 34 minutes. I had to do a go-around, a manual go-around to the airport in the fog. Did manage to pull it off. I was quite pleased with that, even though it shouldn't have happened. So, all kind of stuff can happen to you on Flight Sim. Let's go over here real quick and see if we can do a quick fly around. Let's pick a different aircraft today. We'll pick something small. I guess we could do a helicopter. Huh. Haven't tried any of the helicopters in 2020. Probably won't work out too well, so we're not going to do that. Let's go to the Diamond. Hold reliable. And we'll pick this runway for a starting point and just go. Just for the hell of it, see what it looks like. I'll put it on daylight up in Portland. Again, welcome to Twitch and YouTube. Albie Simmer on Twitch, Alblock7267 on YouTube. Please follow the stream. On 2020 floor, we can request helicopter flights. Let's close all this stuff because we're going to change this to the weather. Let's take it off of real time. Yeah, put 2 o'clock in the afternoon up there in Portland. And let's have a look around. Let's have a look-a-see. Yeah, it looks okay. Scenery looks good. Runway's a little iffy. Let's check flight services. Pretty windy. Brakes off. Let's go. Wow, really windy. Get up in the air. Get up in the air. Ah. Okay, this is embarrassing as hell. Why is it not going up in the air? Try another runway. baby, get up. Question is not taking off. I wonder what the hell is going on. We have a control problem. We got a control problem. That's a good place to end this stream, folks. I got to figure out what the hell is wrong again with this system. So have a nice night. Good to see you. Take care. Have more fun than you're supposed to. And let's get out.